we have another self-love topic. And this time we're going to be talking about surrounding yourself with positivity. Again, how do we give ourselves love? Well, we do this with kindness, respect, and care, just like we would with anybody else. And of course, just like anybody else, in order for them to understand that we love them, we show them by our actions, right? So we have to do the same for us. We have to have actions of love for us. And we do this by supporting our mental, emotional, and our physical well-being. And in order to accomplish this goal it's going to take hard work, and it's going to take some patience, and maybe it'll take like learning over and over again or practicing over and over again. Some people are really great at self-love, and some people really struggle with it. And that's okay, because I think wherever we are is wherever we are, and we can always work to make ourselves better in life. And so what are some examples of surrounding yourself with positivity? Well, the first example is spend time with supportive people. So let's say you notice that after hanging out with a certain friend, you feel inspired and happy. So you make an effort to see them more often. It really does matter who we hang out with, right? Like who you spend time with and who you surround yourself with is really who you are. And if you want to be productive and feel inspired and be happy, first of all, we've got to be that person for other people. But then we have to surround ourselves with those kind of people so that we can continue down that path. Not saying that if you have family and friends that aren't quite there that you can't hang out with them, of course, but perhaps limiting our time around them helps our energy reserve and helps to continue us on the path where we want to be on. So another example of this is read and listen to uplifting content. So let's say you start following motivational podcasts instead of spending time on negative social media. This is actually something that I have been doing lately, and especially on TikTok, is I will listen to a lot of motivational videos. And so now my feed is just full of those. And it really helps when I'm trying to do things like create content or work out or create a retreat, things like that, to help keep me going and to understand that life is hard and nothing really comes easy. But if you keep going and you keep working towards your goal, you're going to be farther ahead than anybody else. So whatever uplifting content works for you, I would highly recommend that. Just really great to have around. And then the last example for this is avoid comparison. Your journey is your own. And so what that means is, instead of thinking that there's more successful people than me, reframe this to their success doesn't take away from mine. I'm on my own path. I think comparison is great when we compare ourselves to ourselves. So like if you compare yourself from a month ago or 6 months ago, where are you now? And more than likely we have improved. If for some reason we haven't and we remain stagnant, then that's a great opportunity to realign yourself and refocus yourself. But the comparison should never be with somebody else, because they have a different life path. They've lived a different life than you have. And they're going maybe somewhere the same direction, but maybe a little bit different. And when we start comparing ourselves to other people, then we really start taking away from ourselves. And we could really start negatively impacting our long-term goals or just our self-love in general. So my question to you guys is, do you surround yourself with positivity, with the right kind of people to lift you up, with the right kind of podcast or media, and with not comparing to others? Do you struggle with this? I'd love to hear about it in the comments, and let's talk about that. Or do you already do this? I'd love to hear about that too, especially if you have any ideas for somebody else. I think the way we learn is by sharing ideas and what works for us and maybe what hasn't worked for us. So drop a comment below. I'd love to get the conversation started.